Roy, who I'm not going to go into the details. Is just doing a little bit tough this morning. Vicky, if you listen to this podcast, I hope things are okay. All right, guys. So we're going to get the live stream started on Instagram as well. If you have any questions, guys, or you want to ask anything, or you want to comment anything along the way, then be sure to drop it in the comments, and we can readdress that at the end of the podcast. All right, I think we're ready to go. Let's do this. Guys, on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back to the Better Body Academy podcast. This is the podcast that you come to when you are sick of the dumb diets, unsustainable workout programs. Now, today's episode of the podcast is going to be very, very different. I want to speak directly to your soul. I want to speak to the person inside of you, behind the work and the daily grind. And I want to ask a big question to start off the episode. And I'm going to purposely follow it up with some silence. Here is the question. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? In your life, what are you waiting for? What is the exact thing that you are waiting for before you finally decide to go all in on yourself, to becoming the person that you know you're capable of becoming? Because for a lot of you listening to this right now, I know you're feeling stuck. I know you're feeling stuck. On the other side of the world to where I am right now, it's winter and it's cold and you're tired. And the mornings are cold and the sun comes up at 8 p.m. and disappears by 5 p.m. And maybe you feel a little bit like you've lost a little bit of momentum. You've lost energy. And for a lot of people, that feels like a loss of hope, right? Let's talk a bit about the winter slump. Whether it's mid-year or mid-winter for you, even for the North Americans and the Europeans on our side of the world, where it's summer, it feels like the hardest season to actually change right now in July. And I get it. It's either too cold or it's too hot. And it's easy to just put your goals to the side in the middle of the year, isn't it? You wake up, you hit the snooze button, you drag yourself through every fucking day. Work, kids, laundries, email, dinner, eat, bed, repeat. It just feels like it's a drag in the middle of the year. And then you kind of go for a little cheeky scroll on Instagram, and you look at everyone else and they seem like they've got it happening and you don't. And you feel like there's something wrong with you, like you're broken. And I'm here to tell you, you're not broken. You're just uninspired at the moment. You're not a problem. You're just uninspired at the moment. And probably it's because you've been battening down the hatches. You've been busy looking out for everyone else and you've forgotten to look after you. You've forgotten that you're a better you for everyone else in your life when you take care of yourself first, whether it's your bosses, your employees, your kids, your parents, your friends. You are a better you when you look after yourself first and foremost. It's not selfish. I want to talk about the shortness of life. Let's zoom out. It's the middle of July. It's cold for the Aussies. It's hot for everyone else, too hot for everyone else. And we zoom out, and I want to talk about time. We all think we've got years left to just kind of figure it all out, right? There's plenty of time to get back into it. But here's the brutal truth. And I remind myself of this all of the time. If you were 40-something like me, I'm 43, you are statistically halfway dead. I don't know if that's like sobering for people. For me, it's extremely sobering. If I put up a list of average life expectancy, 84 years, and then cross off 43, I'm halfway. And while it's never too late to change, as I posted on Instagram into our client group yesterday, at some point, tomorrow won't be an option anymore if we just keep kicking it down the curve. I want you to picture yourself. You're 85 years old and you're sitting on your rocking chair and you look back and you have some type of feeling about your life. One potential feeling is, damn, I really could have gone for it more, couldn't I? I could have had the life, I could have had the energy, I could have had the self-worth, but I stayed safe, I stayed scared, and I stayed stuck because I cared too much about the fear of judgment from other people, mostly people that I didn't even want to be like. Do you want that to be your story? Do you want that to be your story? That you cared too much, you didn't do the things that you're after because you're scared of the opinions of other people? I was speaking to my oldest client, Mike, yesterday, who's recently turned 80 years old. He's been doing it a little bit tough recently, missing his late wife of 32 years that they were married. And we had a really good catch up. And he started telling me about all the things that he'd done together with her and why he was feeling sad, the love they shared, and man, it warmed me up. Mike joined Better Body Academy to lose some weight, and he's lost 14 kilos at 80 years of age. I think that's incredibly inspiring. But more importantly, he joined our program because he wanted connection. He wanted to be part of something that was outside of him. And I challenged him yesterday to get more involved in the group again, because we get inspired as humans when we're in the company of other people that are pushing to be their best self as well. Guys, we don't need more time. We need to get started. We need more urgency. The only way that we're going to actually create more time is by creating a healthy lifestyle where we unstick ourselves of the perils of this modern day existence of processed foods and sitting down and fucking horrible mental health. The reality is you're probably not doing it because you're scared. Let's get a little bit honest for a moment. If you listen to the podcast that I did with Janelle around a month ago, she was talking about how it wasn't because she was lazy, it because she was scared to go all in. And I reckon all of us, we're scared of both failure and success. Not just failure. Everyone talks about the failure, but we're scared of failure and success. We're scared to try again because what if we mess it up again? Well, we're scared to look stupid. Think about joining a gym. We're scared to look stupid walking into a gym when you don't know what you're doing because you're just scared of the judgment of other people who, most of them, you don't even know. You're scared to say, I'm not drinking this weekend because you worry about being the only sober person at the wedding. But then you're also scared on the flip side of that. You're scared that if you start winning, you start losing weight, you start being able to get stronger, do a run, improve your cardiovascular fitness and your mental health, you're scared that if you start and you start winning, that you're going to have to keep it up. That you're going to have to become a new person with new habits and new behaviors. And guess what? That might scare off your mates. If you're in a marriage or a relationship, that might put a little bit of a wobble in your relationship. If one of the partners in that relationship starts to push themselves a bit, it can make the other partner feel a little bit like they're being left behind, right? And I get it, because for years I was a fucking hypocrite, a total hypocrite, telling my clients to strip off and take a half-naked photo in their undies and post it on our Facebook group as a before and after when I was scared to do a skydive. Telling my mates to quit their shitty jobs that they were complaining about while getting drunk every weekend when I didn't have the balls to go over chasing my passion to become a coach. So I just stayed in my shitty job. It wasn't until I realized that the only way we start to experience the freedom that we're all after is on the other side of the fears. And when we confront those fears, all of a sudden we start to feel better. We start to find new levels of ourselves. For me, that was forcing myself to do a skydive. For me, that was spending my last dollar on a coaching program to get my own coach to call me out on my bullshit. My question for you is, what is scarier for you? doing what you're scared of, or waking up 10 years from now feeling exactly the same? I want you to think about it. If you're 40, in a decade, you're going to be 50. And if nothing changes, is that not scarier for you than actually facing your fears? You've already tried avoiding the discomfort. You've already tried that. And if you're here now, stuck, frustrated, tired of your own excuses, it's time to dust yourself off and stop playing so fucking small that you're scared to rock the boat too much. In these moments, right now, if you're in Australia and it's freaking cold and dark and raining, or if you're in Europe or America and it's hot and it's too, this is the time that you take messy action. That's the medicine. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to commit to a full gym session at 6 a.m., but you do have to get up and do a 15-minute walk. You don't have to commit to tracking every single meal, everything that passes your lips, but you do have to start eating a bit healthier at a certain point in time, because you build confidence, not by thinking about it, by doing the reps. You don't overcome fear by thinking, you overcome the fear by doing. Now, on the call, the coaching call that we did yesterday, we talked about the identity shift that needs to happen. Here's the most exciting part. The version of you that you want to be, and you know you can be if you just commit to this. They already exist. You just haven't caught up to them yet. They already exist. That person, they don't eat junk food on autopilot every night. They don't hit the snooze button on the alarm 5 times. They don't skip their check-ins with their coaches. They show up in the group even when they don't feel like it. I'm not a morning person. I'm a fat shit. I'm never going to amount to anything. They are just a story that you are clinging onto because it's comfortable and less risky than telling a story that challenges your assumptions. So many people spend their life telling themselves that they don't have the genetics, they don't know what to do, they're too busy, and so they just flip-flop between different diets, not realizing that it's the identity change that determines whether you're successful or not. You do not have to be perfect, but you do have to become someone different than you are now. If you want to change your life, you have to become someone different. You want to become someone who trains? Start training. You want to become someone who eats well? Start eating well and start saying no to some of the shit that you're consuming. You want to become not overweight? Then do the opposite thing to what overweight people do. It's going to feel really, really uncomfortable at the start, and you're going to feel out of alignment, and you're going to feel like a fraud. Do you think Chris Lupton, when he started running 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers, felt like a half marathon runner? No, he didn't. He did the reps until he became that person. And that's the point. You are rewriting your history, challenging the story that is all that you've ever known. To the ladies who were talking about this on our coaching call yesterday, when you were saying, my dad spoke to me like this, and this is all I've ever known, that must be horrible to have grown up in that type of an environment where you're told you're fat and worthless and all those things. But you can put a stop to that now. You can rewrite your fucking history. But it's going to feel hard. Let me say something like hard and true. Most people will die with all of the juice still in the lemon. Like, I can think of nothing worse than getting to a point where my life is coming to a close and just being full of regret with the juice still in the lemon. You know what you're capable of. You've had glimpses along the way when you thought, yes, I'm in momentum, or this is it, I'm back. But you didn't stick at it. And the reason you didn't stick at it is because you were trying to be perfect. You were treating it like a sprint, not like a lifestyle that you're going to need to work to build, because it's the opposite of what perhaps you've been doing for a long time. It robs you of your confidence when you keep quitting on yourself. It takes away your joy, your self-belief. And then all of a sudden you wake up and you've hit 50 and you're like, where the fuck did the time go? We've got to stop waiting, guys, for things to settle. This is the lie we tell ourselves. I'll start when work settles down. I'll start when the kids are older. I'll start after this holiday. Stop it. Like, think about it. Like, think about all of your life till now, going back to when you were a teenager. The moment you had an opening in your calendar, it got filled by something. Why all of a sudden do we think that like space is going to clear out? It's not going to clear out. Life doesn't just slow down. It just changes shape and fills up with different things. And if you've been waiting for the perfect conditions, you'll never start. The best transformations that I've seen, they started in the middle of a fucking shitstorm or when the person was at rock bottom. They happened because the person was so desperate that they had really no other option. The pain was so real that they took that pain and they were able to turn it into leverage on themselves to act. So ask yourself, are you in pain right now? Now that pain might be physical, carrying around a heavy body, not being mobile, feeling sore all the time. Are you in physical pain? Or are you in emotional pain where it just feels like you're questioning, like you're waking up in the morning and it feels like fucking Groundhog Day and you're like, this sucks. Like, are you in love with your life? Because if you're not, can you love and respect yourself enough to go all in? If your life is messy as hell, good. You're exactly where you need to be for this change to begin. You're exactly where you need to be. It's not the right time. It's the exact right time. Because if you can make it work when things are hectic, can you imagine how easy this is going to be to upkeep when things get easier? I think that words can be powerful, but alone, they do nothing unless they are followed by an action. How many podcasts have you listened to this year? How many mornings have you driven to school drop-off or work and listening to things to try to inspire yourself? How many reels have you watched? How many PDFs have you downloaded? How many times have you had that momentary thought where you were like, I should just start again. I should just start again. Well, what happens after you have that thought? Maybe this podcast might be the spark, but only if you do something after it. Only if you have the courage to get started and to restart over and over again. The courage to do it scared, the courage to do it again, the courage to fail in front of everyone when you told them you've got a new diet that you're doing, or you signed up for this program, or you're starting your whatever it is, challenge for yourself, no drinking for August, whatever it is. Have you got the courage to put it out there and risk being a fuck up in front of everyone? The courage to believe that just maybe if you lent into that fear a little bit more, you will find a version of yourself which you know is there, but it's not coming because you won't move outside of that comfort zone. I don't know if it's just that I'm personally getting older, but it seems like, I know this is a cliche to say this, but for me, it seems that time is passing quicker for me. I don't know if that's a universal thing. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you've noticed as you're getting older. It seems like when I was a teenager, like years went for decades. But now it feels like 12 months seems to go in 6 months to me. And we created our academy because I believe that everyday mum and dads could, and it sounds so cliched and maybe a bit cheesy, but I believe that everyday mum and dads could turn into fucking superheroes for their kids. And I've seen it enough times with people like Nick Friend and Terry Holden and Xanth and Lauren Taylor and Eden Foley and Steve Byron and Troy Whitelam, Benny Robinson, Janine Healy, Vicky Milroy. I could just keep going. The proof is there. It's simple. It's repeatable. And I've just put up a post inside of Better Body Academy that if you happen to catch this podcast on the last day of the 7th month of the year is well past halfway over. And what I'm challenging you to do, whether you're here with us as our program or you're here following along, listening to the podcast, is I just challenge you to press reset. Just press reset. Get back into your fitness messy. Don't think that you can buck the trend and be perfect and get to your weight loss goal in a perfect straight line. It doesn't work like that. If you're in Better Body Academy, I challenge you to press reset, to get back into the group, to get back to daily posting, to get back to the plan and get back on the coaching calls. If you've listened to this far, it's not because it's a great episode. It's because it's something that you feel like you needed to hear. And I wanted to come in today and do a podcast, which was more of a call to action to those of you that are sitting there thinking to yourself, man, I should just start. I should do something about this. I should get back into it. I should start again. I should put my hand up and ask for help. Nah, I'll do it tomorrow. You can't do it tomorrow. There's always going to be something that's going to come back in and fill the void. No more waiting. No more pausing. No more pausing until things get clearer. No more hiding. Start today. Do something. And it doesn't need to be something crazy. Go for a walk. Go for a stretch. Eat a healthy breakfast. Like, go to bed at 9 o'clock for fuck's sake, instead of 11 o'clock scrolling about nothing. This stuff is not complicated, but it's hard when you're not in momentum. And if you're feeling unmotivated in the depths of winter, the best thing that you could possibly do is just create a little bit of momentum. And then I guarantee you will start to feel that motivation coming back in, not because you did something outlandish, but because you did something. Guys, this has been the Better Body Academy podcast. Hopefully a little bit of a rev up this morning. If you would like to listen to any of the previous 410 episodes, you can go to any one of the social media outlets and rather podcast outlets and just search. You'll find the Better Body Academy podcast, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace. Hey team. Yeah. So I'm looking across our client groups right now. Yeah, time is flying, Jace. Yeah, time is flying. That's what it feels like as we get older, right? It just feels like time's going. Pascal says truth. It's not the time. Yeah, good shirt slogan. Pissing down here, Tez says. Yep. It's hard when it's cold, isn't it? It's like no one's saying that it's not hard. But you have to just be willing to just press reset. Just get back into it. Bring yourself back to it. Because here's what I know. I feel personally most motivated, engaged when I'm posting into our group, when I'm coming in and saying, guys, look, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And 5 days into doing it, I'm like, I've created momentum. I'm asking you guys to do the same thing. Start documenting your journey. Start connecting with the group again and watch what happens. Guys, I'm going to love you and leave you there. Hopefully you guys have a lovely, lovely start to the morning, evening, or afternoon. Again, happy birthday to my beautiful sister. I'm very, very proud of you. I hope you're having a lovely start to the morning. and I'll see you guys on the flip. Peace.